Hey, welcome to Let's Talk Nation on this rainy day. I'm your man, Rod Love, and sitting next to me is none other than the General Attorney Greg Jackson.
Once again, it's on, Brother Love. Hey, you know how we get this thing started every week, man. How's this weekend for you?
Man, weekend was good, Greg. Weekend was good and quiet. That's what I like.
Quiet? How was it quiet? Something was going on this weekend. So
wasn't no fireworks going up this weekend.
Right, no fireworks. Nothing to cheer about with the World Cup.
No, yeah.
I guess
it was good and quiet.
Yeah,
good and quiet.
All right. Well, listen, we got to have some of those every now and again.
What did you do this weekend, man?
So nothing really, man. That's what I'm saying. It was kind of quiet. I was trying to figure out, what was going on to make it so quiet.
Y'all believe Greg. Greg at home doing one-arm push-ups. That's what you're doing. But what else is going on, man?
Man, not too much, but I forgot to do this last week, so I got to get it. I got to get it in like right now. You're tuned in to two of the most influential voices in Central Florida. Monday night podcast, Brother Love and Greg Jackson, the dynamic duo. And on some nights, but just not tonight, we also have the third member. I started to say something. The third member of the crew, Doc Polite, who is, he's out on sick leave, although there is no sick leave on Let's Talk Nation. But if you want to be a part of the night show, all you got to do is hit 407-921-6195 or use those Twitter fingers, those Facebook fingers, and join us on Facebook. Brother Love, Greg Jackson, the dynamic duo. Brother Love, let's
get it on. All right, man. Greg, man, so many things that are going on, man. I tell you, our punch sheet for the night is very interesting. And, Greg, I hope you don't mind, man, but, man, I got to kind of jump into all the nonsense that was going on, man, over this weekend, man. Did we leave anybody out yet?
But no, we
haven't. Because this nonsense that we about to talk about.
Yeah, we ain't left anybody out yet. But, one thing, the Charlie Kirk killer.
What happened?
He's having his preliminary hearings to determine if they're going to charge him or move forward. His roommate actually testified in court against him this past week, and it looks like they're probably going to be moving forward. In the state where this shooting occurred, though, the judge isn't going to rush to say whether or not there's enough evidence. He's going to let everything in so he doesn't tip his hand. But it appears that trial is going to go forward against this person. Exactly what charges? I mean, aside from murder. Whatever it is, the equivalent is in that state is what he's going to be charged.
So with that, Brother Jackson, we're talking about high-profile cases, but here's a case that we haven't heard much of anymore, and that is the case. And I don't know, Greg, is his name Luigiani?
So it was some news on that about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who killed the CEO of United Healthcare.
Yeah.
He's also in trial around this time. Also, his lawyers are trying to. Matter of fact, they pulled this one move to where I believe they said that they're not going to plead the insanity plea. Because what that does is, I think that prevents the other side from using psychiatric records or certain things that were written that may, give some insight into his mental well-being. I think that's what I heard, and so that's another trial that's kind of interesting.
But the craziest, and you being an attorney, here's something that really has amazed me.
Yeah.
The craziness behind that case, Greg, is that this guy is actually getting some empathy from people when you look at. He took the life of an insurance executive, and now you also see him gaining some kind of absurd celebrity kind of status.
Let's say it like this. People have been stupid for a long time. And I'm going to say this, all right? And this is me saying it. Women have been stupid for a long time over bad boys. I mean, don't forget Scott Peterson. I don't know if you remember Scott Peterson who killed his wife who was pregnant. He became somewhat of a celebrity. I don't want to get him a second. The young man who killed those, the Sandy Hook killer, he became like a heartthrob to certain young women. Charles Manson, I think he actually had marriage proposals while he was in prison after he killed Sharon Tate and those other individuals through the Manson family. And now this guy, Luigi Mangione, now he's getting the attention, he's so good looking, he shouldn't be this and this. Listen, if women are that desperate to be with somebody, don't let people know just how desperate you are, because that makes absolutely no sense.
Somebody who took a life.
Yeah, listen, I mean, that's just like, if a woman killed her children and all of a sudden men were sending her money and talking about, she's hot and all of this other stuff, it would
absurd.
Be equally disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
that, that's going on. But Greg, I hadn't seen anything like, and I'm not moving in the direction, man, talk about anybody's guilt, but man, what's taking place in Maine?
Well, Brother Love, this is this is that flip into politics real quick. And I don't know if folks have been following this, but there has been a very interesting, contentious race that was going on in Maine for the U.S. Senate. They actually had an established Democrat candidate that was running against.
Is he really a Democrat though?
Well, no, he was running against this lesser known candidate, the lesser known candidate by the name of Graham Planter. Graham Planter actually won the primary, and he was going to be the savior of the Maine party, the Democratic Party, and he was going to whip Susan Collins, who has not lost an election, I don't know how many years, but he was going to whip her and become the Democrat senator out of Maine. Problem is, Brother Love, in addition to not being skilled and not being experienced in politics, this is a guy who's walking around with a Nazi swastika tattoo on his body. And so I don't understand how he
even got there. Yeah.
The other thing too is that in addition to that and not being very skilled, apparently he has a history of assaulting women and women that he's dated. And there was one such report when he first won the primary election, and they swept that under the rug. But then you started hearing more, and it came to the point where they could not ignore it. So now, this past week, the Democratic Party in the state of Maine leaned on Mr. Planter. Put some pressure on him.
Did they lean on him, or did they put their foot on his throat?
Listen, they put on his throat. Let's say what it is. To where he is, he has now, what's the term? Suspended his campaign.
The political terminology, but the way he did it, Greg. I mean, everybody was expecting him to do it earlier, and then he decided he wasn't going to do it till Monday.
Well, one of the things is that as an outsider. Because that in essence is what he was, and that is appealing to a lot of folks to say, "Hey, I'm an outsider." There's a commercial here in Orange County that's taking place for a House representative race, and this guy's touting himself as an outsider, and that's what people, they don't want the same old. But in touting himself, as an outsider, he was hoping that he could garner all of the support and all of these votes and things like that. And it's not going to work in this particular case.
So, Greg, let me ask you this. And you're right. He has painted himself as this outsider. But, Greg, a lot of the folk that are running as Democrats now that are painting themselves as outsiders are coming forward and calling themselves the New York ones that we were just familiar with, call themselves Democratic Socialists. Yeah. Then you have another population of Democrats that call themselves progressives. Right. So what is he calling himself?
I have no idea. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have no idea what he was calling himself. I'm gonna say he was between progressive and socialist. That's what I'm gonna say. And being in Maine, that's probably the best that he could. Probably in Maine, probably more along the Democratic Socialist arm of the party. So.
But here's something interesting, Greg, and you're familiar with this guy because I know you've studied him. You mentioned his name on this show before, but Carville.
James.
James Carville. He was on after the New York individuals, because it was three. It was a sweep.
Right.
After they won, he did an interview, and he says, all of these folks that want to call themselves everything but a Democrat, he says, why don't you go form your own party and run underneath that flag and see how far you get? So talk about the dynamics with that, man.
I mean, listen, the problem is for years,
third party.
Well, not even that, but for years, the Democratic Party was being held hostage by a minority in the party, and that being more of the far left-leaning individuals in the party. I mean, that's where you got your squads from, your AOCs, your Ilmars, and things of that nature. And so, what we found in the last election and in other elections prior to that, is that most Americans are kind of, middle of the road. And, most Americans don't agree with these loud voices, albeit minor voices in the Democratic Party. And it's starting to hurt the Democratic Party because now no one really knows who's leading the party. Is it, the ones who want to work to try to get things done, or is it this one segment of the party that's just loud and wrong on so many issues?
And I'm glad you said it like that. I'm glad you framed it up like that. But here's what I want to ask you, Greg. And I love how you painted this picture, so I can just come in, put a couple of strokes on this painting.
Put some brush strokes on
but
that
you mentioned AOC.
Yeah.
And AOC and that group became popular because everybody said, man, look how left it's going.
Yeah.
But now you have these other folk, Greg, that have gone even further left than the AOCs.
Which is hard to believe.
It's hard to believe.
But they're doing it.
But they're doing it. But here's the thing, man. At some point in time, Greg, when do the constituents that vote on these folk come to terms with believing what's believable?
Well, I mean, the question, that's a great question, but the problem is sometimes even when the constituents come together to say, hey, listen, this is not what we want in our party, there are election results that then come to question. Look at what happened out in California, where you had the Republican who was leading by 50,000 votes, and then a couple of weeks later, while they're still counting votes, he's down by 10,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
And, people are saying, where are these votes coming from and all the other things. And so I think that, for the most part, that there are a lot of folks out there who are saying, this is not what we believe. This is not the direction that we want our party to go in. But because these few voices, these minority voices are so loud, people think that is what the Democratic Party is about, and it's not.
So now I'm going to go here with you. I've let you disclose.
Right.
But we've experienced the same thing, too. I mean, at one point, you had the Tea Party.
Right.
Then right now, I mean, and I think this has been more sustainable than you could ever believe the Tea Party was, and I'm talking about MAGA.
Okay.
And so, but you still have a core of moderate Republicans that will still say, too, I'm conservative.
Right.
But you still got the other pieces that are going out there. But here's the thing that I've seen, Greg, and that is when you get so many factions in one party, it unfortunately, man, it makes the party hard to move.
It does, because what happens is, in addition to decreasing the number of votes that you may have on an issue, because listen, on the Republican side, well, actually more so on the Republican side than the Democrat side, because for the most part, Democrats, despite the fact that they may disagree with someone, when they vote, I mean, they're voting almost lockstep with each other. No matter how much it may not align with what their constituents want or what they actually believe, they will stay lockstep with the party. But we've seen, with the Susan Collins and with the Rand Pauls and all that, they have no issue, no problem on the Republican side saying, listen, that ain't what we're going for. I mean, look at what they did to former almost Speaker of the House, Jeffries.
Yeah.
And that's how we have Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, who I think is doing actually a pretty good job. But Jeffries was the projected Speaker of the House until people said we can't agree with some of the things he's saying.
You know something, man? I was just thinking as you were saying that, we got our Mike Johnson, who's the Speaker in Washington, and then we got our Mac Johnson, who's the CRA director for the time. Hey, we got our Mike Johnson. But Greg, here's something I'll ask you, if you would, man, because we got a call coming in at about 7:15, 7:16.
Yep.
But before we get that call, can you take people to school? And this applies to both parties, Republicans and Democrats. Can you take people to school on letting them know what's the job of the whip?
So the job of the whip is to serve as a guide of the party. They're the ones who are supposed to be the voice of those who are the voice of the people. And when there are issues that should be pushed through the party, they're the ones that are the liaison between the other members and say, hey, listen, this is important. We need to get this issue passed.
They got that title for a reason.
Right. But yeah, the whip for a reason. Right. But the problem is, sometimes the whip is not effective. And Mike Johnson has had his challenges, but I think that he has done a very good job with holding the Republican Party together on the House side.
Because you got so many splinter groups that's coming out now.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, he'll call them back. They'll stay late nights and they'll work through things to where if it has to get done. I've seen some great successes with Mike Johnson as a speaker in the House.
Greg, a lot of people don't realize it is the art of negotiations, the art of compromise. You don't see a whole lot of the compromise because you hear more about the negotiations, but there's compromise in there too. You have the different factions that they say, okay, our chamber will go along if we get this.
Right.
And this starts out like that, but then the negotiation of it will bring it down.
Right. But yeah, I mean, but and I don't want people to confuse me with the Republican because I'm not. But I will give credit where credit is due. Just like in the same respect, Hakeem Jeffries as the speaker or as the minority leader.
Is he the first African American minority leader?
I want to say he is. Yeah, I want to say he is. But I mean, listen, he did a very good job. But he had, well, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe not, because people are saying, who's really leading the Democratic Party right now?
You know what? I think it was a time when there was minority. No, it wasn't.
Hold on. Been, but yeah.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nation. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with right now?
Hello, this is Pastor Alicia Barnes.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Doing great. Hey, but see, she says, just this Pastor Alicia Barnes. She don't hype it up.
That's
with
right.
the Experience Christian Center with their leading bishop.
She got to work on that. You have to work on that, Pastor.
Yeah.
We got to work on that.
Come on, right?
we gonna hang up and do this.
I didn't hype it up. Well, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I know you've been in a retreat, and I know they've probably been taking your energy, but the general and I, we love what y'all doing over there at ECC. We love the leadership over there, Pastor Bishop Derek McCray. So you guys got something coming up this weekend, right?
Yes, and I do want to say I want to shout out the Experience Christian Center under Bishop Derek L. McCray, who is one of the best pastors on this side of heaven. It is absolutely an honor to serve not only him, but the kingdom and the community. We have Season's Blessings that is coming up on this Saturday, July 18th. We are kicking off at 9:03 a.m. And this is an opportunity for us to serve the community in every capacity possible.
Bishop McCray said something maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and it has always stuck with me. But he said you have churches in the community, and then you have community churches. And since that day when he said it, I have always seen Experience Christian Church as a community church with everything that you all are doing in the community and have done. You all have led on so many different fronts that it is, absolutely, an honor and a pleasure to see that you all are continuing to work, not only of the community, but of the kingdom.
Absolutely. And our number one goal is to meet the need of the community, no matter what church you're a part of, no denomination, there's no religious barrier, nothing that can keep us from lending our resources to make sure the community is better.
Well, I got to tell you, Bishop has a lot of talent over there. And I met Ms. Barnes some years back. She was the author of one of the programs, community-based programs that ECC was doing. But Pastor Barnes, tell us about Season Blessings, where it's going to take place at. You've already given us the time. But before you do that, let me express this to you on behalf of the General and I and the entire staff of Let's Talk Nation. We are humbled that y'all saw fit to invite us to participate in Season Blessings. And if you would, just kind of lay out what's going to be taking place.
Absolutely. So we are coming together, and you can consider this the biggest health fair community day that you could imagine. We have bounce houses for the kids. We're going to have activities. We're going to have DJ. We're going to have some dancers, some line dances, some entertainment. We also are giving away gently used clothes and shoes. We are also going to feature an area called our community baby shower area, where we will be giving away baby boxes that have been donated to us in partnership with Walmart. And there's some both starter packets for the new moms out there. It could be a new single dad as well. We also are going to make sure that we have hot food, fresh produce, and then we'll have access to community resources. So Florida Blue is partnering with us. Advent Health, shout out to Advent Health and Light Orlando, powered by Akahan. They are sponsoring free mammograms, okay? Wow. Free mammograms. If you are a woman over the age of 40, go to eccorlando.com and get your appointment slot. They are giving away free mammograms. No catch, it's free. So if you're over the age of 40, please sign up. If you are unable to pre-register, they are taking on the spot appointments. But we want to make sure that everyone's health is first. We have Walmart also giving us some vision and hearing screenings. We'll have people out there taking blood pressures. We have partners like Orange Blossom Health that'll be out there with us as well. But we want to make sure that we are providing as many resources as possible, and everything is 100% free. We're also raffling off some bikes, and we're also raffling off some gift cards.
Wow. You know, we talked about what you all are doing in the community. Let me lay this on you, and you please manage this as you see fit. But the Florida Economic Consortium, its initiative called Life in Balance, which deals with health education workshops dealing with diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. We want to donate 10 of those glucose machines to your event. So you let us know how you all want to put that into play. But we want to donate those 10 glucose machines to you as well.
Well, thank you so much. And we definitely appreciate it. Health is wealth, and we want to make sure we can give people as many resources as possible. So thank you so much for that donation.
Hey, you're very welcome. So this is going to be the location again.
Yeah, the location.
It is going to be at the Jackson Center, downtown Orlando.
Okay, so this is indoors.
Yeah.
Indoors and outdoors. So we
outside.
got the bounce houses too.
Yes, we're taking over the field outside.
But let me ask this, and Brother Jackson, this is something that I heard, and I want to make sure that I'm accurate.
Yeah.
But you all, because we're in that season, and that season that I'm talking about is the season where the people get to pick who's going to represent them. And because we're in that season, ECC also does something unique, and that is extending the invitation to those folk who say they want to represent. But, you know, me and Brother Jackson and I, we got this thing. We've been doing this over 9 years now.
Yeah.
And Brother Jackson, we give people the opportunity to come on here to tell the people what they're all about. Or we could do what, Greg?
Oh, we can paint the picture. I don't know if they want to.
So you all are going to have some individuals running for office in attendance, right?
Yes, we have individuals who are running for office in attendance. They also will be able to be featured on your show as well on that day as well. But they will be on stage to tell us what they're running for. We want to make sure that our community is educated, and that we're not only educated, but we're actually getting out there to vote. We have to vote.
Right. Man, I tell you, hey, some of the hottest things that are taking place, and when I say hottest things, I'm talking about the type of positions that are up for election. Will you all have any of the individuals that's running for Orange County Mayor in attendance?
Yes, we will.
Okay, what about those commission seats?
Yes, we have those running for commissioner seats. We also have some running for positions like the judge seats as well. So we have a nice little diverse group of open seats that will be represented that day as well.
Man, this is going to be exciting. Hey, I think you all are doing an excellent job. And please, anytime you need Greg and myself, Let's Talk Nation, don't hesitate to reach out, because I think what you all are doing can actually continue to push the community forward.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you all so much for your time, and we hope to get a lot of participation on Saturday. Come out and join us. We are prepared to serve you all.
Hey, Pastor Barnes with the Experience Christian Church or Christian Center? It's Center.
It is.
Go ahead, tell us.
The Experience Christian Center.
Center, okay. Hey, continue the great work that you're doing over there, and look forward to seeing y'all on Saturday. And once again, we got to give a shout out to your Bishop Derek McCrae. Keep doing the work that y'all are doing. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All righty, you take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So for the love of talking about, the upcoming elections, man, let's talk about the races that are on the ballot for Orange County.
Okay.
And specifically, let's go down the clerk of courts, the county mayor, District 2, District 4, District 6, District 7, and District 8.
That's right. Well, you got two.
We have
two
new districts.
7 and 8.
7 and 8. And so for clerk of courts, we actually had a chance to speak to one of the candidates just this past week, Ms. Roberta Walton.
How many candidates in that race, Greg?
4 candidates in that race right now. And as I indicated, we had a chance to speak to Ms. Roberta Walton. I'm sure that we'll have a chance to talk to her on this coming Saturday. But you also have Maribel Gomez Federo, Rick Sting, as well as Terrell Thomas. In addition, for Orange County Mayor, you had 7 individuals who are in that race, 3 of which have withdrawn. And so right now you have Chris Messina, Tiffany Moore Russell, Stephanie Murphy, and Myra Uribe.
Can I pause you for 1 second?
Yeah.
I am so glad you did what you just did, because I saw Channel 9 do something, man, that I thought nobody has checked the media on this, but this is a nonpartisan race.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw when they were advertising the debate that's taking place on their news network, I think August 4th or the 6th, I can't remember which date, but they went through the process of identifying each individual's party affiliation. I mean,
For the county seats?
yeah, for the mayor's office.
Interesting.
And so that's why when you did that, I'm sitting back and I'm saying nobody called them out for it. But then I started seeing individual on that Facebook page call them out for doing that.
Well, listen, I mean, it's either channel, news channel 6 or 9 that I think is a garbage news station, anyways. But it is what it is, and that just goes to show that sometimes those that we trust in the media aren't doing their own research. I mean, I've seen some other things too. I'm not going to get into it right now, but yeah, I mean, yeah. So if they need to be checked.
But that's why people come here to get their news.
That's right. All right. So for District 2, long-standing district, you have Camilla Brown, Mike Crabb, Wes Hodge, George Oliver III, and Marcia Summersill. Then you have the District 4 race, and hey, interesting.
And in District 4.
So in District 4, you have 3 individuals. You had 3 who have withdrawn. You have Isabel Arthur, who qualified as a write-in candidate. That's why I kind of took a moment to pause there. And then you have Brian Jones and Johanna Lopez. And then for the District 6 race, also another long-standing district, you have Lodi Alati. I mean, I apologize if I'm not getting this right. Delcy, I apologize if I'm saying this wrong. You have Luana Gels, you have Cynthia Harris, you have Peter Pierre Joseph, as well as Michael Scott. Oh,
all of those have qualified, Greg.
Yeah, I realize what I'm qualified. So let's talk about this District 7 race. All right.
Okay, you had about 15 people.
Wait.
Okay.
Give me a moment now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 individuals who are in that race, 4 of which either did not qualify or withdrew, meaning that you have 13 individuals in this district. Now listen, brother. I ran for public office, right? And when it was 7 of us in the race, we thought that was too much.
Man, yeah.
We thought that was a bit too much. But 13 individuals. Listen, I'm going to say this. Anyone who throws a hat in the ring to say, hey, I want to serve the community is great. But sometimes you got to look at things and say, you know what? Maybe I'll get behind somebody or support somebody on this. But listen, everyone has.
Think about how many ways that pie is going to be sliced 13 ways.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the money that's been raised, and that pie ain't going to be cut in too many ways. But there are some people that's raising some decent money on this. And listen, the reason I talk about money is because money is the lifeblood of campaigns. And while there have been some races, because we talked about this. I mean, you talk about Siegel and Teresa Jacobs. And back when they ran, I believe Siegel raised $1.5 million, Jacobs raised $500,000, something like that, and she still won the race. So I mean, the person who raises the most money does not always win. And so I say that to say that I see some people raising some decent money, but that's not to say that you put too much into it. But in that District 7 race, Brother Love, let me. I wish I had something to sip on and a little something to nip on while I said this, because it's going to take me a while. But you have Selena Carter. Oh, Shannon Curry. She was on the show. She came to talk to us. Nate Douglas. Shakaya Fillmore. Angie Gardner. Deidre Graybill. Rashida Doris Jones. Gloria Joyner. Aaron Emmanuel Lewis. Zach Moldon. Patricia Rump. Beryl Thompson McClary. And Vicky Bargo. And, typically, Brother Love, I say, hey, if anybody wants to talk to us, give us a call. Y'all decide. Listen, we ought to Let's Talk Nation decide who they want us to talk to.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of folks.
Tough that out and come see us, because Greg, it's gonna be a runoff.
Yeah. And so, oh wow, I'll talk about that in a second. So then you have the District 8 race, and that's another new district. But in that district, you have 6 people, which for a brand new district, that's not bad. But oh wow, you got some interesting names here.
So Greg, out of District 8, did anybody withdraw in that process?
Nobody's withdrawn. But some names that you may recognize. I know a couple that I recognize. You have Isaiah Anderson, Tatiana Fernandez, George Haas, Jeanette Hernandez, Julio Rocha, as well as former state representative, and I want to say state senator also, Victor Torres.
Okay.
And so, that rounds out the District 8. Now, the one thing that gave me a moment of pause, Brother Love, is that I'm looking at the school board chair race, and there was a young man that came and sat down and talked to us who was in that race, Mike Armbruster. And I'm seeing here that he has withdrawn from that race. So that is going to be a 2-person race for the Orange County School Board, Alicia Ferrant, and Angie Gallo.
So Greg, in that situation, is the one who gets the majority of the vote in that 2-person? Okay.
Now, if I recall correctly, and if I'm wrong on this, somebody please tap my shoulder and let me know this, but I believe it was Alicia Ferrant who, when Eatonville was having a discussion about the Hungerford property back in August and September 2025, she made a comment that I thought was a bit insensitive, as well as a bit offensive about the town of Eatonville always having its hand out or something like that. Now, it may not have been her, but I know that she didn't vote in favor of Eatonville being able to at least bid on that project, as all of the school board members.
Also, she's a sitting school board member.
I remember, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and none of them really stood up for Eatonville getting that property, or at least being able to bid on that property, or pausing what's taking place. I don't have a position in that. I just went to the meeting and I just found that very interesting. Some comments made about one of the, if not the oldest chartered African American municipality in the country having a handout, and that bothered me. And it may not have been, Ms. Ferrant, it may not have been Gallo, but it was one of those school board members. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch. I wish I would have seen it before I came home, because I shouldn't have said it. But it's very disappointing for a sitting school board member to say that about the oldest African American charter municipality that is situated right here in Central Florida, in the Orange County area. And if that is the person that is looking to lead the district, that is a very sad day, in my opinion, for Orange County.
And Greg, that just reminds me of a Maya Angelou quote. And man, people never remember all the different things that, the words of exchange. They never remember that, but the one thing they will always remember is how they made you feel.
Right.
And so that looks like something that just really stuck with you. I mean,
yeah, it did.
But just imagine if it stuck with you, it definitely stuck with a lot of people in that room.
Well, the problem is there wasn't enough people in the room that heard it, and I think it's kind of been buried. But trust you me that if that's who that is, I'm going to have some things to say in the weeks to come about who that person was. And like I said, if it wasn't Ms. Ferrant, but I know that none of those school board members said anything that was positive in my estimate. They didn't at the September. Now, I heard a July meeting. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you what troubled me is that I listened to a July meeting and I heard the school board members said that they wanted to find a way to work with Eatonville. And then there was some type of talk, some type of meeting that took place, and in September and August of 2025, their whole attitude changed. And if that's how elected officials treat other municipalities or elected municipalities on their own soil, again, I say that is a very sad day. And that's great.
So, Brother Jackson, let me ask just one question, man, and we can move forward or not. What is the last status update? Because I think the last thing I saw was Dr. Phillips' involvement or engagement on the, I guess, the purchase or negotiating. Is that continuing to go in that direction last you heard?
So my understanding is that they signed an MOU for Dr. Phillips to purchase the property from OUC. Since that time, the Southern Poverty Law Center, on behalf of Preserving Eatonville Community Entities, I believe it is, has filed a lawsuit asserting that the school board violated Florida Sunshine Law. Dr. Phillips has maintained that they will be closing on that property in either August or October. I can't remember which month it is that they have finally settled on, but I heard it's either August or October of 2026 that they're going to be closing on that property. So, the sale appears to be still moving forward, albeit under the shadow of some questions about how this deal came about, which the courts at some point in time is going to have to look at and rectify.
And let me separate a couple of things here too, Greg. Will that bring revenue into the town of Eatonville? Because I know, we've seen this issue about data centers throughout the country and the pushback from data centers. And of course, I'm referencing, and this is nothing that's been hidden. Manny, I think his last name Diaz, was doing an interview, man, on one of the news networks about HostDime.
Right.
And, that's a private company that when you look at the value of the property, the town should be getting a check, property value check. So would the same thing occur with and is Dr. Phillips a for-profit or a not-for-profit?
So Dr. Phillips is a not-for-profit organization. Some of the projects that they have indicated they are going to place in the town of Eatonville do not appear to be tax-generating businesses and entities. However, they do have, because they got a sweetheart deal that they're getting over 100 acres for $2 million. Now, granted, or actually $1 million, because there's some forgiveness of some of that money in there. But granted, some of that property is not all usable. It's like wetlands and things like that. But they got a good chunk of property for $1 million in the town of Eatonville.
For $1 million?
For $1 million. Listen, man, they got a sweetheart deal. I can't believe that. But there is, certain portions of that property that can be developed, which, listen, 2 years from now, I want somebody to go back and I want them to watch this show because this is what I'm forecasting. Because Dr. Phillips was saying, the foundation said they don't know what they're going to do with that property. But what I guarantee you that they're going to do is they're going to sell off 17 acres of that property to a developer for a lot of money. And they're going to sell off 17 acres for way more than $1 million or even $2 million that they're purchasing the property for right now. And that's, listen, go back 2 years from now, and this is going to be my I told you so moment that, Dr. Phillips is going to benefit greatly from this deal. Whereas, hopefully the town of Eatonville gets some development where they get some tax revenue, but this could have certainly been a circumstance in the situation when the town of Eatonville could have.
Who held the property? That was the school board, right?
Yeah, the school board was technically gifted the property by the landowners in the town of Eatonville for educational purposes. And that was back in, I want to say in the 1950s. I have to get my history down on that. And the school board, was supposed to maintain that for educational purposes. At some point in time, the Hungerford Technical School or the Hungerford School went away. They knocked it down, and it's no longer on the property. And so the school board determined that the property no longer had an educational purpose or educational use, which kind of goes against why it was
gifted to them.
Right. And they determined that they could sell it to Dr. Phillips without there being a public, RFP process of someone to come in and purchase that property, which, that is a part of.
Hang on, you said it was an RFP or was not?
Was not. Don't ask me.
Boy,
don't ask me.
I'm just making sure my ears are hearing this correctly.
Listen, I just sit back and I just watch. I have no dog in that fight, aside from the fact that I am asked questions about certain things. I can only give my honest opinion on things. But, listen, the town of Eatonville, if they can benefit from Dr. Phillips being there, great. If this is going to be a hindrance on the town, then something needs to be done. Either way it goes, that's up to the town of Eatonville, Dr. Phillips Foundation, and the school board.
Up to the town. And I'm gonna say this, Greg, and we can move on. But up to the town, but leadership, and I'm hearing a lot of great things about the mayor of the town of Eatonville, Mayor Ruth. Hey, Greg, I'm hearing a lot of great things, man. So
listen, she's a rattler.
She's a rattler.
And listen, I'm gonna say she's a rattler, and so that they're. Don't be surprised by nothing you hear because, when she comes from good stock, also her dad, a strong leader in that community, Pastor Critton. But Ruthie, went to school on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida, and Rattler, go Rattlers. And she is doing, listen, she's doing some things that a first-time mayor should not be able to do.
I'm hearing,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna just tell you this, Greg. I'm hearing that she is putting things on a level when you look at economic engines starting to crank up.
She's smart. I mean, listen, she and I don't always see eye to eye, and I hope she sees this. I hope she sees this. And I hope somebody calls and say, he was talking about it. Said, yes, I am. We don't always see eye to eye, but we respect each other. And we have a type of relationship where we can actually pick up the phone and talk about our disagreements. And that's what I respect about her, is that anyone, she's willing to engage in conversations with anyone. She kind of reminds me of Mayor Nelson.
Okay.
Over
Yeah, Brian Nelson. Yeah.
To where she's willing to have those tough conversations. And so she's doing some great things over there. She and I are not always going to agree on things, but when we do, we're popping. We're popping when we see eye to eye, but when we're not, we're still popping. So.
Well, Mayor Ruthie, Let's Talk Nation is always open. The invitation will always be there for you. Please come on the show. Let's have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Greg, something else, man, that because I don't want us to run out of time. Greg, can you speak a little bit on the passing of United States Senator Lindsey Graham?
So you want to talk about that before we talk about the U.S. World Cup?
Well, then let's go to the World Cup
because that's quick.
Yeah.
That's gonna be quick. We done, y'all.
We out of it.
We done. I mean, last Monday, last week this time.
I thought we were gonna put more fight in it though. What 4-1?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Last week this time, we were talking about the fact, that there was a controversial move that was made. FIFA, in what some consider to be an unprecedented move, reversed or withheld a red card penalty to allow the young man who had been issued the red card to go ahead and play in the game, the U.S. versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. A lot of folks said that, hey, listen, there's a red card, it's a red card. You got to deal with it. My retort was, there's a grievance policy for a reason. My retort was, listen, you got to look back and you'll see that this is not the first time that this has happened where FIFA has reversed a red card.
Yeah.
And so I think the thing that stuck in people's craw more than anything else was that it came about after a phone call by President Trump. And,
I was telling you earlier, and just, some people are laughing about it right now, but the sports industry is probably sitting back saying, we appreciate your support.
Right.
But the Knicks was on a roll to actually do a sweep. But then they had a visitor. And then they didn't have a sweep.
Right.
And so when you talk about FIFA and the lifting of the suspension, that was 2.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You got organizations that are saying, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah. Just stay on the sideline for it. So, so the U.S. I mean, they had a good run. They made it. They were trying to get into the 16. Unfortunately, Bosnia-Herzegovina came to really and truly play.
Belgium. Great, but you've been watching. I mean, go ahead in a minute. You've been watching soccer a little bit more than you ever watched.
Not after the U.S. got put out.
Get out of here.
Man, I'm Team USA, man.
Okay.
Hey, when my team go home, we take our ball and we go home.
Man, I've been watching all these things. I mean, it's just, man, I tell you, I'm getting excited about it, man. Some of my friends who always talked about, hey, you guys are misrepresenting football. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The NFL, they say, is not football.
Yeah.
But now I am enjoying their football.
Well, I'm going to say this, though. I am going to watch if Argentina makes it into the final game because my good friend Hernan is from Argentina. We were talking this past Friday. We have coffee every Friday. We've been doing this for several years now, and just the level of pride that he has for his home country.
What about Pinto, man? You're not gonna throw Pinto out there? Who's Pinto team?
I mean, he's from England. And so I'm assuming that the British is his brother Pinto's team, but he's just a soccer lover altogether. You know
he came on the show. What was it last week and educated us?
Yeah.
You need 2 yellow cards if you get 2 to equal rate. But hold up,
and there's no such thing as a black card.
There's no such thing. But you know what? So Greg, and I don't want to open this back up.
Yeah.
But how is it that does it have to be just totally blatant that you get a red card on the first?
That's my understanding is that it has to be an intentional act as opposed to like some mistake.
You know what? I just missed it, but he didn't talk about England. I'm kind of salty now.
Hey, our brother Pinto. Pinto, how you doing this evening, brother?
I was doing good until Greg did that larceny about Argentina.
Listen, man. Hey, now all jokes aside, man, you know that London is my second favorite country right now, man. So.
I know that, but it's on radio now. What you just said.
Hey, Pinto, way to get him. Hey, so Pinto, since you're here, educate us. I mean, well, at least just me. I know you get 2 yellow cards. You get 2 yellow cards. That's an automatic red, right?
Yes, correct.
So how did this guy that got ejected or suspended from USA, he didn't get a yellow card before he got that red card?
No, he didn't. He just because the referee considered that a severe foul, right?
Oh, yeah,
Which we said it was an accident, right? So once he got that red right, that was it. And you can get a straight red, especially if you do something real foul.
That wasn't blatant.
Well, they thought it was.
I know.
And that's like getting Tom Brady out the game, and that's your go-to guy when he played.
Here's the problem. If Tom Brady was put out the game, and then they ended up saying Tom Brady could play, I guarantee you the Patriots or I don't know, but Tom Brady would have probably pulled it off though.
Man, hey Pinto, hey, Pinto, I'm glad you was listening because he painted a picture of London on you, and you know who's your team, man? You say.
Oh, England, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. I got to be Team USA, right? But because I was born in London, I got to support England.
So listen, since we have you on the phone, we're gonna switch gears on you real quick, man. I'm glad you're on the phone. So just to kind of lay the background for folks, this past weekend, as folks were sitting in their homes, they heard in much the same way that we did on Sunday that U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away. It was a sudden event. Apparently, he had a cardiac issue. I think it may have been what's considered to be the widowmaker is what I think it is. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But so U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham is no longer with us. I heard that his sister has been named to fill his seat by the governor of South Carolina. But Brother Pinto, have I ever told you my Lindsey Graham story?
No, I'm listening.
But Brother Pinto, you can attest to the fact that when I go to certain places outside of the state of Florida, that I am accused of being a doppelganger to another senator in the state of South Carolina.
That's right, Tim.
Gee, thanks, bro. So listen, though, Brother Pinto, I don't know if you heard this. So I want to say it was back in 2018, 2019, and it was myself and Brother Love, who was at a political event, and at that event, and I'm a Democrat, but I'll go and I'll shake hands, I'll go and I'll listen to the people. And so at this particular event, they had Governor Rick Scott, who at the time was running for U.S. Senator. My close friend, my good friend, was Bob Cortez, who was a state representative, and he was running for re-election at that particular time. I think he was running for senator at that particular time. And the guest that they brought in to help to stomp for then Governor Scott and Bob Cortez was none other than Lindsey Graham. All right. So you would think that the story would stop there. My friend Bob Cortez says, "Hey Greg, let me introduce you to Lindsey Graham." So I walk over and I'm just kind of standing there waiting. And so I'm standing behind Lindsey Graham. And so Bob Cortez says, "Hey, Senator Graham, I want to introduce you to someone." And before he said my name, he turned around and he did a double take. And he's like, "I was just getting ready to ask you how you got from Washington, D.C. so fast." I said, "Now you know what? Now I'm legit. If Lindsey Graham thought that I was Tim Scott, then I'm legit now."
Greg, hey, but
yes.
Everybody says that's your doppelganger right there, man.
Listen, man.
I agree.
Hey, man. I thought we was friends. You thought I agree.
That's a Freudian slip.
That's before he flipped. But man, hey, Pinto, man, we got a lot of work to do, man, and we appreciate you being in the trenches with us, brother.
I appreciate you guys. Have a good evening, okay?
Have a good one. Take care.
So yeah, man. So that was my Lindsey Graham story. That I thought I told more people about it. I tell them also about the story when I was in South Carolina. So I go to South Carolina, not as much as I used to, but I used to go to South Carolina quite a bit because we would go to Hilton Head for like Thanksgiving, or we would go to the Montage that's over there. We also went to Charleston one year after Dylan Ruth had shot the folks at the church, Mother Emmanuel Church. And my wife and I were sitting on a trolley, and there are these two older ladies that are sitting on the trolley, and you kind of see them like whispering to each other. So finally, one of them finally says, "Are you Senator Tim Scott?" So I said, "No." I said, "I get it all the time." She's like, "No, you are you?"
They were
sure
gonna make you be Tim Scott.
Sure? I said, so apparently they didn't believe me, because when they got off of the trolley, she said, "I'm not gonna vote for you again."
But you know what, Greg? I think years ago, Doc Polite put you up next to side by side of you and Tim Scott.
I mean, listen,
we got to find that.
At a quick glance, I will say, at a quick glance, because he wears the suits, the navy blue suits. I mean, at a quick glance, if I look real quick, I'm like, okay, that almost got it. But if you look for a few seconds, man, people
don't look for that long.
Yeah, it goes over.
Those are glasses. Yeah. Greg, something else. I mean, the death of Nolan Wells.
Man, this is a sad story, brother. Mm-hmm. It's a sad story. So I don't know if folks have been watching this particular story, but there was this young man, African-American young man. I want to say he was 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. And over the 4th of July weekend, I want to say that he went out with some of his friends, some white kids, their families. They went on some type of boat trip, Brother Love, and they came back.
And he didn't.
And Nolan Wells did not. And so, like last week, they found a body. They found his body, and they determined that Nolan Wells. I don't know what they've determined at this point.
Well, they found his phone at one of the homes of the young man that he was out on the boat with.
See, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that part.
But you and I also know, and we're familiar, and he's been on our show before. Famous civil rights attorney Ben Crump is
representing the family.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a sad story because, and it particularly hit home for me as a parent. And it also hit home for me as African American, as a parent of African American males. Despite how far we have come in this world, Black males are still, to an extent, at risk. Whether it's from ourselves, whether it's from the environment, whether it's from other folks who don't look like us. Other people who look at us certain ways for whatever reason. Black males, unfortunately, I mean, even political parties are against Black males, and by that I mean, think about what President Obama said and what Joe Biden said. If you don't vote for me, you're not Black. And Barack Obama saying that I'm gonna get Michelle come and talk to y'all because y'all should be voting for this person. They always paint us in certain boxes. They always treat us certain ways. And this story, unfortunately, Brother Love, reminds us that young Black men are still at risk.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. But, Greg, this story is still unfolding, man. And so we're going to keep following it, man, to see where it leads us, man.
I mean, listen, I'm going to say that I hope truth prevails. That if something untoward was done, that the people who did this, that they fully pay the price. If nothing was done untoward, I don't wish ill to anyone. But if something happened to this young man, where he was taken from his family, taken from his parents, taken from his friends, taken off of this earth, because my understanding is that he had a bright future ahead of him. And if that has happened, and some individuals are responsible for that, they need to be held fully responsible. And if anyone is withholding information, parent or child or otherwise, anyone who's withholding information, they need to deal with the consequences severely.
Greg, I don't think this story's over yet, so I think it's going to be more to come.
Yeah. Hey. Well, and with Ben Crump on the case, I'm sure that they're going to be some answers.
Correct. Greg, I hate to switch gears like this, but there was something that last week you started to allude to go to, and then I know you got a couple of folk that you've been talking with, and they've been going back and forth on this pastor. And he said, what did he say about America?
Listen, this is one of those nights when Dr. Light, we should have denied his
sick leave pass.
We should have denied his, because he could have played the video for us, so we could have actually heard this. But there is a pastor who has said that America is not a Christian nation, and you Doc and myself, we kind of kicked it around for a little bit, and we had our discussions internally about it, and we decided we ain't gonna touch that. We're gonna leave it where it is because that is a hot topic. Well, tonight, as I'm pulling into the parking lot to start the show, I see my emails, my text messages, excuse me, and I see that two of my good friends have engaged in this conversation about this pastor who has said that America is not a Christian nation. And so it just kind of forced me, we came in, and it kind of forced me to sit down and say, you know what, maybe that is the topic, that we should at least in part address, see if there's anyone who agrees, disagrees, the reasons why they do, the reasons why they don't, because people have feelings about this.
You're right.
My thought process on it is that America is a Christian nation. It was built on the principles of Christianity, unlike any other nation. And so, I would be very interested. And listen, I'm not going to tell anybody how to think about this or how they view it. That's how I see it.
Yeah. And for anybody who is viewing this right now, and you got some thoughts on it, and you can call in, say your name or not, but that phone number is 407-921-6195.
Listen, if they call them now, they're gonna have 30 seconds or less.
They're gonna have 30 seconds or less.
They're gonna have 30 seconds or less. The other thing too, Brother Love, Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we have any combat sports fans, any boxing MMA fans, which apparently to say boxing and MMA in the same sentence is sacrilegious. Although you do have a boxer, Shakur Stevens, who is now signed to I think Dana White's boxing promotion or something like that. I think I heard that. But Conor McGregor, who was probably touted as, and I had to correct somebody on this because they're like, oh yeah, he's one of the greatest MMA fighters to ever live. And I was like, no. That distinction of the greatest, or one of the greatest, the greatest MMA fighters, I mean, Chuck Liddell is in the conversation, obviously, goes to John Jones. John Bones Jones is,
I know the name,
the greatest MMA fighter of all time. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I had to show somebody that. So look it up if you want to know who he is. John Jones, bad man. He's a bad man. But Conor McGregor, to his credit, Conor McGregor made MMA more of a household cross the aisle type of sport. He was one of the first, MMA fighters to step into the boxing ring in a legitimate fight against Floyd Mayweather. And I think he made $100 million in that venture fighting a boxer. Because listen, I don't care what you say about boxing, about which sport is this, the ones who getting the real dough, the boxers are really getting the dough. Yeah. MMA fighters, for all of their skills and things like that, I think that they are sorely underpaid.
So Greg, two things with Conor McGregor. How long did he last?
So let's talk about this. So Conor McGregor, I mean, listen, he has had a streak of some defeat, and so this was touted as his great comeback. You see him, he's working out, he's ready, and he steps into the ring that night, and within 69 seconds, the fight was stopped, but not in favor of Conor McGregor. Apparently, during his first real kick that he went to throw, he blew out his knee and was unable to continue to fight. Now, some say that he injured his knee in that kick, which I find hard to believe for a trained fighter to go in and throw such a routine kick in such a fashion that they injured themselves doing that. And it happens. But a lot of folks have been pointing to, if you see Conor McGregor as he's walking to the cage, as he's preparing to go into the cage, that he's showing certain things to give some indication that he was injured
already
before he even walked into that cage.
Well, sure, Greg, I don't know what the math is on this, but if you take $20 million, man, and you divide it by that 69 seconds in the ring, that's Greg, per second employee.
Man, you could divide 29 seconds into 1 year. That's still more money than you can divide any kind of way you want. That's a lot of money. You ain't even got to put it per.
But then you tell me Dana White retired him then, right?
He retired himself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Dana White basically has his contract, and Dana White can say, "I hold the rights to you being able to fight," because he had to give Conor McGregor permission to fight Floyd Mayweather. So he could not just go out as an individual, just like like John Jones, just like the gentleman who fought Anthony Joshua, who was an MMA fighter. They had to get permission from the UFC, from Dana White, to fight in a boxing match. And so if Conor McGregor says that he's going to do something, he has to have permission to Dana White. Otherwise, Dana White can basically say, you're not going to do anything. So they in a sense, they own this.
And Dana White get a piece of the action, too.
Oh, yeah, he gets a lot more of the action than the fighter.
All that TV money.
Yeah, TV money. The pay-per-view dollars he gets, the day of money that he gets, the promotions, the advertising. And these fighters, and this has been widely discussed that they're just underpaid in the MMA. I mean, some get paid well, but I think, like you said, Conor McGregor, $20 million. I don't know what his opponent got, but a lot of these guys are fighting for a penny. Having
that brain go back and forth in your head for pennies. But you know what, Greg? Here's what I want to say. For those of you who've been tuned into the show, Saturday, the Experience Christian Center is doing something great. They're doing something in the community. They're bringing representatives out that are asking for your vote. They got something for the kids. They got health fairs. They got a variety of things. And one of the things that we have been honored to do is to interview some of these candidates that are asking you for your vote. So what we're going to do is ask you to please come out to the Jackson Center this Saturday at 9 a.m. Come on out, have a good time, but also educate yourself as to who you want to vote for. Who do you want to represent you?
That's right.
In this new election that's coming up. So, Brother Jackson, what do you got to say, man, so we can close this thing out?
Oh, man, I'm done, man. I think
you done?
Tonight, man. Yeah, heck yeah.
Well, tell you what, Brother Jackson, you don't have to go home.
Got to get out of here.
We'll see you next time on Let's Talk Nation, next Monday at 7 p.m.